Welcome, guys, to Internship. My name is Dr. Ramirez. I'm going to be your instructor for this course. Just know that internship is a little different than any other course that you've ever had. Internship is more of an application type of course, so you are doing everything at your internship site. The things that I will be doing is I will be checking off things that you turn in to meet the requirements of the course credit hours. There's a couple things that are required for internship, and so I'll go over those in this video for you since today's the first day of class. First thing I would like for everybody to do is before the end of today, please read the syllabus, okay? The syllabus is located on BlazeView under course content, and you will see it'll say syllabus. Click on it and read through that today so that you have a real clear understanding of due dates and expectations for the course moving forward. The second thing I'd like for y'all to do is to look over all of the due dates for the hour logs and the journals entries for the entire semester. Those are also located in BlazeView under content, under the content area, okay? You can also find those under assignments in the top tab. You can click under the assignments tab, and you should be able to see that as well. In fact, let me see if I can pull that up here so I have a better view of what you guys are looking at. If you click on assessments up at the top of your BlazeView page, the very first tab is called assignments. And when you click on assignments, it will show you all of the requirements that are needed for this term, okay, for this class. So just look through those things so you're aware of due dates. Now, if you come across something where that says, it's due, there's a date in the syllabus that doesn't match the date on the BlazeView, human error happens. Just reach out to me and I will clarify that for you in an email, and I'll quickly correct that for the rest of the course. But I've tried to look over the due dates and make sure that they match very well. They correlate well, exactly. It's the same as the syllabus and the BlazeView due dates, okay? Every Monday at 8 o'clock, you will be have submitted an hour log sheet that has been signed for that previous week by your on-site supervisor at your internship site, and you'll be uploading a journal entry that you've written about that last week's reflection. Sometimes students will ask me, what do you want me to write in the journal entry? Well, journals are pretty personal, right? A couple things that I am looking for in these entries are what you did. And I don't want bullet points, okay? I want paragraph format. Okay, so, I want to know what you did. I want you not just to list off and tell me what you did. I want you to reflect on what you did. So if you spent that day working with a group of people from a population that experienced trauma because you're working at a social service site, I want you to tell me how that made you feel. Like, what was the experience like for you? In what ways do you feel like you're applying your degree? Right, in that field. That's what I want each week from you. A question that other students have asked in the past is, how long do you want the journal entries? I hate putting word limits on it, but I think I'm going to need to just so everyone feels secure. About 225 to 250 words, okay? That would be a really good, nice journal reflection every week about all the days you worked in that previous week, right, and reflecting on those. So there are journal reflections and your hour log sheet that documents every day you've worked for that previous week, the time you clocked in, the time you clocked out, and your on-site supervisor initials it in ink. Now, remember, it has to be in ink. Those are turned in every Monday at 8 a.m. through BlazeView, okay? You'll do that for the entire semester. Now, sometimes students will say, well, what if I get sick? Okay, or I take a break, it's a designated break time in the semester, and I choose not to work that week. Now remember, even though you may fall in a semester that has a break, whether it be fall break, spring break, or summer break, whatever it may be, you can still work at your internship site. I mean, school may be closed, but internship site, work site is not closed. That's something you work out with your on-site supervisor and you let them know, I want to be out this week. Is that okay? Got to ask permission, okay? Because it's like a job. But let's say you don't work a week because you got sick. Do you still have to turn in a log, an hour log, and a journal reflection? Yes and no. You have to turn in something. So you turn in a blank hour sheet and you turn in a journal entry that says, I did not go to internship this week, therefore I have no journal entry. And you submit that to me. The reason for that is we have accreditation and requirements that have to be met on our end for this internship course. And I have to have an hour log and a journal reflection for every single week of the semester. So that's why even though you don't work that week, I need to have proof that you didn't work that week. So you need to still submit those to me, okay? So that's all that you have required as far as submission for during the internship time period. This week, which is the first week of class, you will need to upload your site approved form. So everyone will have access to the site approval form. It's a page. I have it on BlazeU. I emailed it to you guys who were registered already earlier this year, and that form needs to be uploaded. That form is an agreement between you, your site, and VSU that they've agreed to allow you to do your internship for this semester. So I have to have that before your internship hours will count. Okay, so please understand that. If you work today at your internship site and you don't turn in and you haven't uploaded that site approval form, I cannot count any of those hours. I'll just put a line through it on your hour log sheet and they will not count towards your final 150 hours of internship. Okay, so as soon as you get that site approval form filled out and signed, get it uploaded. If you can't get it uploaded today, that's okay. Just get it uploaded as soon as possible, okay? The other thing I need you to upload is your contact sheet. That's also a sheet available on BlazeU that you can download, print out. You're going to fill out your name, your contact information. You're going to ask your site supervisor to fill out their name and contact information. My contact information is already on the form. This is a copy that needs to be uploaded, and you need to give a copy to your site supervisor to keep as well. This is so all three of us have each other's phone numbers and email addresses, so if anything happens, we can contact each other immediately, okay? So those are the two required forms that we need in the next few days this week, okay? There are two evaluations that happen throughout the semester. You have a midterm evaluation and you have a final evaluation. These evaluations are to be given to your site supervisor to fill out. The midterm evaluation is really more for you, okay? It's about understanding if there's any issues between you and your site supervisor at this time. We want to know right early on, before we get to the end, that if there's a conflict or there's an issue or there's something that you need to be doing better, we want to be able to have plenty of time for you to get that corrected so you can have a really great experience at your internship moving forward. So the midterm evaluation will be turned in around the midterm time period. So just check the due dates in BlazeU for that. The final evaluation is required. That is for me, you, the site supervisor, but it's to determine if you pass the course as well. That is a Likert scale, and that evaluation is going to grade you on a range of how efficient you were in several categories, okay, which is why I like to do the midterm one so that, you know, by the time we get to the final one, we're not surprised if it's not a good score, okay? So to be able to pass internship, you don't get a grade. We do not grade numerically with A, B, C, D, or F. An internship, it's either a satisfactory or an unsatisfactory, okay? To be able to get a satisfactory, you would have to have completed all of your journal entries and submitted them for every week, all of your hour log timesheets for every week and submitted those, accumulated at least 150 internship hours, okay, and have turned in a successful final evaluation. A successful final evaluation is the score of a 3 or higher, and it's a Likert scale from 1 to 5. So if you have 2s and 1s on there, you won't make a satisfactory for the course. You need to have 3s or higher. And if there's an issue with how that's being graded, right, we need to see how, that's why we do the midterm evaluation to kind of get a gauge on how you're doing. So we don't have anything below a 3 at the end of the term. Okay. So 150 hours, journal entries, and hour log sheets for every week of the semester submitted on time, 8 o'clock every Monday, and your final evaluation with 3s or higher at the end. Those 4 things will constitute a satisfactory for the internship course. Okay, so if you have any questions about that or any concerns, you have my email address on the syllabus. Please read it. You also have my office phone number. You're welcome to call me. Email is a little quicker, but you're welcome to call me as well, and I'll answer any of those questions. I hope y'all guys have a fabulous internship. I hope you have a great semester. There's so much to learn. Every semester, students are always filled with a lot of great experience from this. And some of these internships do land into wonderful full-time jobs after graduation. So I wish my best to you, and I'm here for you if you have any questions. Thanks.